What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video where I'm going to be showcasing the Dodgy indicator and how to exactly set it up start to finish. I'm going to be showing you exactly how to take trades just like this and kind of walking you guys through, how to set it up from start to finish. So let's get right into it. So I actually just made this video but actually messed up, so I will be starting from scratch again. So to start off, I'm sure that you guys have already, put in your WAP username and you've claimed it off the WAP. I'm sure that you guys have already waited 5 to 10 minutes and you're now actually getting ready to set up the indicator. So it'll be under insert indicator and then go to invite only, and you'll see wherever it is, the iFVG Ultimate Plus, right? So by DodgyDD. So you'll click that and it'll populate onto your chart, right? So now you can get out of that. And now we're going to go through the settings start to finish and show you guys, I'm going to show you guys exactly kind of what I recommend for you guys. So just overall, just looking at it, so you see everything from general settings. Everything from general settings, I will recommend that you guys kind of copy exactly what I put down to a T. The liquidity and below, you guys can obviously venture off and kind of figure out what best suits you, because everything from liquidity is kind of what you want to see on your own chart, right? It's fully customizable for what you want to see on your own chart. So we'll kind of go through that. So starting off, I like it always on series and sensitive, right? Just kind of going over it briefly, detection wise, you always want to see, right, the series of fair value gaps in a leg get crossed above, get fully closed above before we take entry, right? Always want the full series. So kind of show you guys, there's a lot of entries, and we'll show you guys exactly how to weed out some of these before we finish this video, but there's no examples here. But always want to have it on series and sensitive, right? Neutral wise, I always keep it on neutral coming into the day, right? I always want to have a neutral bias, and then once price action starts to develop, right, I want to find a draw on liquidity that I'm very confident in, and then actually change the bias, right? So that filters out a lot of the noise, right? So we're bullish overnight, right? We were super bullish. We were super bullish overnight, so I had my bias actually for bullish today. I'll show you guys, see how that weeds out a shit ton of the trades, right? But always coming into the market, right, kind of keep it on neutral. So that's kind of what I did this morning. I had it on neutral, and I'll show you guys exactly my thought process for exactly what I did this morning. So coming into the day, keep it on neutral. Now going down, I always keep these exactly how they are, right? I don't change anything of these. I will tell you guys this. So now starting with the minimum DD to display sometimes, and I'll show you exactly why I keep it on C and above, but sometimes there will be like a small little minute glitch in the indicator, and it won't detect one of the checklists. It happens very rarely, but actually today it happened. I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I always keep it on C and above, and I use a lot of human discretion behind every single one of the trades that I take, right? So I don't just blindly follow the indicator, and I'm going to kind of say that throughout this entire video, right? The indicator won't automatically make you profitable. You can't just blindly follow it during any single time and expect to be profitable. This is going to be used as a tool to actually help you in your trading, right? So that's why I keep it on C and above, and then every single time I get an alert, because the indicator actually sends you alerts straight to your phone, I will then pull up the charts, look at the chart real quick, do my own analysis, see if it's good or not, and then whether take the trade or close my the application and then just go on about my day. I keep this on 1 just so it keeps the screen a little bit clearer. And yeah, if you guys want to seriously weed out a lot of more trades, you can also require the macro time, right? I personally don't, and then you could change some of these, but I personally recommend just kind of keeping these exactly how it is, right? If you want to have less trades and better trades, you can filter by B+ and above. You can have it be only A and above, right? There's a lot of customization that's within this indicator. That's why a lot of people ask me the profitability or the win rate or all this shit, right? I can't tell you guys because there's so many different settings, right? It's fully customizable for you guys. Now liquidity and below, we're going to kind of speed through because it's fully customizable. So now the indicator will show you buy side and sell side. You can change that if you want. I keep mine, all the lines, to be solid, right? I just like solid personally. So it shows you liquidity sweeps before the inversion, right? So it'll, if you can want to change this to 1 or 2, whatever the case may be, you can change it. It shows data highs and data lows. So when there's a data high or data low at 8:30, it'll show it, which is absolutely sick. We're the first indicator to kind of incorporate that into an all-in-one indicator. It has relative equal highs and lows, so there's no having to have 15 different whatever indicators on your charts at one time. It's kind of all built into one. I keep this on solid as well. Now it has session liquidities. Again, this is an all-in-one indicator built in for you guys. New York AM, PM, Asia, London, previous day high and low, and it has previous week high and low. It has all the key opens, right? It's everything that you guys could have thought we put into this indicator. High time frame for value gaps. You can have it show the CE or not. Yeah. There's SMT detection. I want to kind of show you guys this. So we're the first indicator company of its kind to do this. We have automatic SMT detection, so it doesn't matter what chart you kind of pull up. If we're on NQ right now, it'll automatically pull up ES's SMTs, right? And it'll kind of display the most prominent SMT or the most recent SMT. If you go onto gold, it'll automatically display the most prominent / recent silver chart. If you go on, I don't even know what, like GPB, like whatever, it automatically detects it, which is absolutely insane, right? It shows the entry signal. So blue is to go long, red is to go short. You can change the colors if you want. I kind of keep it exactly how it is. The limits, I actually turn these off, and the only reason I turn them off is because the way that we have it coded, we can't code in human discretion, right? So right now, the way that we have it coded, and we're kind of working on a fix for this, is the next internal high is your break-even spot, and then the next internal high after that is the take profit spot. We obviously know that that's not always the case, so I kind of turn them off just to not mess with my head, and then I just use human discretion and kind of go through it myself and do it myself. Now this is actually first of its kind as well. If you want to change where the stop loss is, right? So you can actually change where you want the stop loss to be if you want it at the wick, right? So the wick would be all the way down here. I'll put the stop loss on so you guys can kind of see where it is. So wait a second, it'll display the stop loss, but the wick, right, would be the stop loss down here. The body would be right here, right? So it would be the body of the lowest point that we actually dug into the fair value gap, and then the inversion would be actually this lowest point right here of the inverse that we actually inversed. Of the fair value gap that we actually inverse would be right here. I don't recommend this because this is super high risk reward, but you guys can. So you see how that it actually went away because it actually took out that stop loss. If you had your stop loss there, it would have actually taken it out. So I kind of always recommend that unless we get a super strong displacement candle, which we actually did today. So I'm kind of contradicting myself right now, but you'll see why. Everything, you still need to use human discretion with this indicator, right? So now contract sizing, if you want to risk, 350 per trade, leave it at 350. If you want to risk, 400, go 400, 500, whatever the case may be, right? Kind of change it exactly how you want it. So now where you put the stop loss, right? Wherever the stop loss is, it automatically detects how many contracts equals, the closest amount to that stop loss. So you see how it changed in real time. So $500, if I only wanted 2 contracts, or if I only wanted to risk $500 or the closest to 500, it would take 2 contracts, right? So I would enter in with 2 contracts right here. I could put my stop loss like somewhere around here, and that would be like around $500 because it's accounting for the entire swing low right here. So to mitigate, I only want to risk 500, put the stop loss somewhere right here. But this, the time that it takes for when the inverse happens to calculate the risk, we know that there's, a decent amount of, time that can, go through. So we already figured that out for you guys. It automatically displays, all right, 2 contracts right here, boom, you just enter. And this was an A+ trade right here, right? This was a beautiful trade, and this has actually happened, fucking an hour ago, which is insane. Now getting on to alerts. This indicator, like I said, sends you alerts. If you want to have alerts throughout the entire day, you want to have these 2 sessions kind of checked on. But, I always preach only taking trades using the indicator from 9:30 to 11 o'clock because that's when I can vouch for it, right? The first trade from 9:30 to 11 using the exact settings that I just showed you guys, I can vouch for, right? I can say that is a very good win rate. But going through, you can have alerts on a potential inversion. So if you want like 90% of the inverse to be about, like it's about to inverse and it's about to inverse within 5 seconds, right? It's 90% and 5 seconds. You can have an alert for that. I personally don't. I just have it for when it actually, actually closes above the fair value gap. So the actual inverse. But you can have alerts for liquidity sweeps, high time frame liquidity sweeps, so session liquidities. You can have a warn on the close, multi-time frame inversions, and alert on the actual invalidation of the trade. So it's fully customizable, right? If you guys want to have an alert for when the actual session liquidity gets swept, right, and then kind of sit on the charts and wait for the inversion there, you can do that. Display the watermark. It's this watermark right here in the middle of the screen right here. I personally turn it off, right? I just want my charts to be as clean as possible. And then over here off to the right hand side is the strategy checklist. So it actually displays every single thing in real time. So you see how, all of these are checked off right here. Right now it's not displaying it because it's actively looking for the next trade, but in real time it actually displays that everything's checked off right here. It shows the setup grade, and I'll show you that in a few minutes, but it does do that, right? But I personally have it turned off because I've been trading, iFVGs for a very long time, so I personally have it turned off, but everything else I have on, right? So after that we can kind of click OK, and yeah, so now, the first thing that I want to show you guys and I want to tell you guys is when we go back into replay mode, you always need to wait for the indicator to load. So I don't know if you guys peeped, but there was 3 dots that were loading up here on the top left. You always need to make sure that that's always fully loaded in before you do anything, right? So now I'm going to show you guys the trade that I kind of took this morning. And we'll kind of go through everything. So I'm going to have 9:30. So this is 9:30 right here. So you see how in the top left it's loading. You always have to make sure that it fully loads before you start clicking through and going through, right? So wait for it to fully load. Okay, so now we see that there was an actual entry signal right here. Now, I didn't take this, right, because this was in pre-market. This was before 9:30 had actually opened. But you can see that this trade, if you did actually take it, it actually fully delivered, right? So that could have been a W that you could have been done right there, 3 minutes into market open and been done, which is, it's nuts, right, this indicator. Now, what I actually took was we had a sweep of internal range, right? We were delivering from this, we had an SMT right here. Let me see okay, it's on neutral. Now, what I was talking about, how it kind of not detecting everything. So there's actually a new week opening gap right here, right? And we don't have that coded in for high time frame for value gap. So that's what I'm saying. Today was actually like a super exceptional day. Like this doesn't usually happen, but there was obviously this new week opening gap kind of back here. So I saw that there was an SMT. We swept internal range, and then from here we actually inversed right here. So did you guys kind of see how I had to press the next candle to display the alert? So I'll show you guys that real quick again. So that's another thing that you guys have to keep in mind. So in replay mode, the alert actually won't alert and display until the next candle opens up. So you see how it's loading. I have to wait for it to fully load. So it's fully loaded in. Now we deliver up, and then I'm going to go slow. So in current time, right, in real time, it will alert, it will show the notification right here. It'll show the alert right here, that the inverse, right? It'll show the entry signal right here. But since we're in replay mode, TradingView for some reason doesn't allow everything to change and update until the next candle opens up, right? So in real time, this actually inversed right here, and we got the alert right here, and we got the entry signal. So I kind of told everyone, I'm going short right here, and this is exactly what I mean. This was a strong displacement candle down, so I actually had my stop loss in the risky spot, which was above the inverse right here, and I was just targeting this super obvious strong liquidity, this obvious low resistance liquidity. And you can see, well, before we actually go on to the next thing, you can see that there's a 15-minute fair value gap right here marked out, right? Now you see this dot next to the fair value gap. That actually means that it's unmitigated and means that it's untapped. Now if I go into the 15-minute, it might fuck up everything. Yeah, so you see how that was unmitigated and untapped. Okay, it actually doesn't fuck it up, so thank God. But so now I'm gonna show you guys that I went break even at this internal swing low right here. So this is what I mean, kind of using a little bit of human discretion to figure out your break even spot and your TP and stop loss. But you can see now, once I open up the next candle, it'll alert the inversion right here, and then you'll see that, so unfortunately there's nothing that we can do for that. It's just in replay mode, it does that, but in real time it does alert you instantaneous. There's no repainting of the indicator or anything sort of like that. Now if you hover your mouse over the indicator, I'm sure that you guys have seen this on the social medias, Every single setup is given its own unique grade setup. So this setup was rated a grade A. We had a sweep of internal range, so we swept this internal range. Now it's looking for buys in current time, so it shows that the liquidity sweep is down here, but it had a sweep. We had an iFVG candle close, right? We inverse this fair value gap, completely marked out for you by the indicator. We had an iFVG candle close with volume. So you see this dot next to the actual entry, not next to the fair value gap, but next to the entry signal right here. This dot characterizes volume coming into the market. So that's a strong indication that, volume flipped, and that we're about to, probably change directions. We have clear targets to target, which was these relative equal lows, right? And then we had an SMT with ES. Now, this was an A setup, and the only thing that was actually missing, I will actually turn on the checklist for you guys so you guys can kind of see exactly what it looks like in real time. But I showed you guys that the only thing that's missing from this is actually delivery from a high time frame fair value gap, and that was this new week opening gap, right? So that's what I mean. You guys got to kind of use a little bit of human discretion with it. So you see how this was actually an A plus. Oh, it's actually picking up that this was a high time frame delivery, but oh, now it's picking it up, which is really, really weird. But in real time, it actually didn't pick it up. So I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that it did. But obviously it didn't. You guys saw that it didn't. But we were delivering from that new week opening gap. And, full TP was completely smashed, right? Now, this is the beauty right here of using the indicator. So now this was really, really good. Now you can see that we're now delivering from this 5-minute fair value gap, right? We have an AMD kind of model that kind of just played out, but we're super bullish throughout the day. So now if you come up here and kind of set it back to neutral, oh, it's already on neutral. Now we can kind of see exactly what happens from here. So now I'm going to clear everything, right? Every single thing that you see on the screen now is populated by an indicator. I just cleared my entire drawings. So now I'm going to show you again, right click, remove 2 drawings, right? Everything is displayed by an indicator. Now we're going to go through and see that we get another inversion right here. So now you can actually take this entry signal right here as well, right? You put your stops below this, like where stop loss is, and this is what I showed you guys in the beginning of the video. Now target like a 1.5 or this unmitigated 5-minute fair value gap right here. Go break even at high a day, and you can see break even right there, and you're just holding now. You're holding, and you could see that this is actually still playing out in current time. But this is kind of how you use the indicator to your advantage, right? You kind of want to see what's already happening and then use it for a confirmation for what you know is already about to happen. Now, I want to show you guys how to set up alerts, because this indicator actually sends you alerts straight to your phone. So now I'm going to get out of replay mode. Make sure that you're out of replay mode, and you see how it displays the session highs. This indicator is so sick, guys. It's so insane. So now let me preface by saying this. Every single time you want to add an alert, the settings have to be fully updated for what you want to see. So like we just went through all the settings, right? We changed all the settings. Now if we go to add an alert, but we actually change the settings, we have to delete the alert that we just made. And then with the new settings that we just updated, we have to re-add an alert. So since we just updated the settings, and now this is kind of what these settings I recommend you guys using forward, just leave these settings on, and then just leave this alert on. So now you're going to come over here to the 3 dots that says more, and you're just going to click right here, add alert. And now this is kind of what it is. I changed this to just say entry, right? So it's just a clean little notification. And then for every single time frame that you want an alert for, you have to change that time frame. So if you want alerts for the 1 minute, you would then create an alert for the 1 minute. You would have to go back in, add alert, add alert. I don't know why it's bugging out now, but for every single time frame, I don't know why it's bugging out, but every single time frame that you want to add an alert for, you have to manually do that. Yeah, so like then you'd have to go back in. If you want alerts for the 2 minute, you would go back in, create, right? If you want alerts for, geez, I don't know why it's being mad slow, but like that's exactly what I mean. So like if you want it for the 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, whatever the case may be, right? You have to add alerts for every single one. Now you can come over here to the right hand side and see that if your alerts are kind of active or not. So I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to delete this one because this is the test indicator, but this is kind of my one, and you can see that all the logs for the entry signals are right here, right? They're all displayed for you right here. Now that's kind of the basis of the indicator. That's kind of everything that I wanted to go over. yeah, guys, this indicator really is something unreal. It's truly spectacular, and as long as you guys use it as a tool for what you know is already about to happen and not kind of just blindly follow the indicator, you guys will see that this indicator will do, you know, astronomical for you guys, and it will do majority of the hard work for you guys. It's unreal. So I'm sure you guys have already seen from just this video right here, like no fuckery, no foolery, right? Just set strict guidelines with yourself, right? Take one trade from 9:30 to 11 o'clock. If it's a winner, great, get off the fucking charts. If it's a loser, dude, just get the fuck off the charts. Tomorrow's a new day, right? Just fucking, you know, use this indicator as a tool and as a guide for you in your trading. And I promise you that if you really have like just strong discipline from the start, you're gonna see that this indicator is insane, right? So I hope that this you know, video was informationally packed, and I kind of kept it a little entertaining for you guys. I know we're just going over settings and kind of, you know, showing you guys how to set it up, but if you guys have any questions, you know, obviously drop it in the comments below, or, you know, at me in the futures chat. My name is Jan, so you can type at JAAN and you'll see me. So I'm always in the chat, you know, I'm the one that's live streaming. And other than that, I will see you guys obviously in the chats, and I hope you guys all stay safe, all right? Peace out, guys.